Welcome to Mystic Library X, where hidden libraries and ancient knowledge unveil humanity's forgotten secrets. Are you ready to dive into mysteries science dares not touch? From buried scrolls beneath Giza to memories of Mars, every video takes you on a journey through time where truth outstrips imagination. Don't miss out, hit that subscribe button now and join us to unlock the greatest enigmas of the cosmos. Boriska Kiprianovich isn't just a name, he's a living enigma, a doorway to questions that push past the limits of everyday science. Dare to believe a kid once lived on Mars? Born on January 11, 1996, in a small town in Russia's Volgograd region, this boy stunned the world with a wild claim: he was a Martian pilot, part of an advanced civilization, before being reborn on Earth. Here's the kicker: he swears ancient Egypt, the land of pyramids and the Sphinx, was his first stop after ditching the Red Planet. How could a child know secrets millions of years old? Boriska's stories aren't some kid's daydreams, they're loaded with specific, gripping details tied to Egypt's mysteries, enough to make even scientists stop and think. Come with me on a wild ride through space, time, and the universe's deepest secrets, where Mars and Egypt collide in a tale so unbelievable it's impossible to look away. Are you ready to uncover humanity's biggest secret? A story that'll make you wonder, how much do we really know about our past? From the moment he was born, Boriska was different. A newborn talking at 15 days, could that even happen? His mom, Nazeta Kiprianovich, a dermatologist, says that at just 15 days old, while other babies were still figuring out how to see, Boriska lifted his head off the pillow and called out "Daddy" in a voice so clear it was downright spooky. "I thought I'd heard wrong," Nazeta recalls, but he said it again, like it was no big deal. Is this the mark of a genius or a soul from somewhere else? By 18 months, while his buddies were still stumbling over a few basic words, Boriska was talking like a grown-up. Could a kid under 2 grasp politics? One morning, Nazeta walked in to see him clutching his dad's newspaper, reading the headlines out loud with a dead serious tone. "I couldn't believe it," she says. He wasn't just reading, he was breaking down politics, weather, stuff I never imagined a kid would care about. Where did this knowledge come from? But the real shock hit when he was 2. How could a Russian kid who'd never studied Chinese write ancient script? Nazeta found him at the kitchen table, pencil in hand, scribbling weird symbols on a crumpled piece of paper. She figured it was typical toddler scribbles until she showed it to a linguistics professor, who nearly spilled his coffee. It was ancient Chinese script, 2 characters meaning China, a language no one in the family had ever touched. "I asked Boriska where he learned it," Nazeta says, "and he just grinned. Don't you remember, Mom? I was there ages ago, way before Egypt." What mind-blowing secret is this kid hiding? At 3, Boriska started spinning stories no one could wrap their heads around. Do you believe Mars was once home to a civilization? On quiet evenings, he'd sit cross-legged on the floor, eyes half shut like he was in a trance, and talk about Mars, his old home. Mars was stunning, he said with total confidence. Red stone cities, canals running hundreds of kilometers from the ice caps, and a blazing orange sky like fire. But then it all crashed down. Is this memory real or just a kid's dream? He claimed he'd been a Martian pilot, flying teardrop-shaped ships through swirling red dust. Could time-defying tech actually exist? He described their tech: ion engines glowing green, huge panels pulling energy from the moon's Phobos and Deimos, and anti-gravity gadgets that built massive structures. "We didn't dig or haul rocks," he explained. "Everything floated up with energy waves, easy as lifting a leaf." Is this sci-fi or a hidden truth? But the Mars he remembered wasn't all high-tech bliss. What destroyed a once thriving planet? He talked about nuclear wars that wiped out the civilization. 2 massive blasts, he said, his voice dropping. The red sky turned to gray ash, dust storms erased cities, people, everything. Just a few survived, hiding in bunkers miles deep. He painted the final picture: war machines falling silent, leaving a ruined planet where sparkling canals dried into cracked scars. Could Earth face the same fate? Boriska swears that when Mars became unlivable, he and the survivors piled into spaceships and headed to Earth to start fresh. Who really built the pyramids? First stop: ancient Egypt. I landed near the pyramids, he recalls, eyes lighting up like he's back there. They weren't tombs, they were giant energy stations. We Martians brought our tech to help the Egyptians build them. Could this be the key to humanity's greatest unsolved mystery? He broke it down: Martians teamed up with ancient Egyptians. Could sound waves lift 100-ton stones? 100-ton blocks floated into the air like feathers with sound wave devices he dubbed the Echo of Mars. Every pyramid was an energy transmitter, he said. They connected to the stars, sending signals to other planets. The Egyptians knew it, but kept it hush-hush in scrolls for top priests only. Is this tech still buried somewhere out there? Then there's the Sphinx, Giza's cryptic landmark. What's hiding behind the Sphinx's secret door? It's more than a statue, he insisted. There's a secret door behind its right ear, opening to a room with weird metal carvings, metal that doesn't rust or wear out. Inside's Martian know-how, tapping light for power, teleporting, and chatting with alien civilizations. He thinks the door's triggered by a special sound sequence, like a song from the cosmos, but admits he can't quite remember the melody. What would we find if that door swings open? He also shared a memory of touching down in the Nile Valley, meeting Egyptians in white robes holding Ankh staffs. Did aliens teach the Egyptians how to survive? They called me the one from the Red Star, Boriska said. I taught them to read the sky to predict Nile floods, and they carved my words on temple walls. He described a moonlit ritual where priests used a Martian gadget, a glowing crystal ball, to reach brothers up above. They knew we weren't gods, he added, but they respected us as knowledge bringers. Has history been telling us the wrong story? And that's not all. Boriska talked about an underground library, a hidden stash of wisdom beneath the Giza Plateau. Could this secret treasure change the world? Martians and Egyptians built it together, he said. It's got scrolls with the history of both planets and star maps to other worlds. He's sure it's still there, guarded by an invisible energy shield modern science hasn't cracked. What's waiting under the desert sands? Beyond Egypt, Boriska brought up Lemuria, a mythical continent he visited on his way from Mars. Could a lost land really exist? It's where the Indian Ocean is now, he said. A paradise with thick green forests, crystal towers shining at night, and ships gliding over water without engines. He pictured the Lemurians as tall, slim beings with deep eyes and telepathic minds. They knew I was from Mars, he said. They'd caught our signals, and when I showed up, they welcomed me like a brother. Is Lemuria the missing piece of history? He said the Lemurians linked up with Egypt too. Was Egypt a bridge between cosmic civilizations? They sent ships to the Nile to trade knowledge, he explained. Some Egyptian temple symbols, like the Eye of Horus, actually started with Lemuria, but the Egyptians claimed them as their own. He believes Lemuria's fall, swallowed by the sea, was a warning of what later hit Mars. What wiped out these great civilizations? Boriska doesn't just look back. Could our future hinge on an ancient machine? He's got wild predictions for the future, especially about Egypt. When that door under the Sphinx opens, he said, people will find an ancient machine, a Martian device that can tweak weather and churn out endless energy. But mess it up, and it'll trigger a disaster bigger than Mars wars. He warned that Earth's on the same track as Mars, burning through resources, ignoring cosmic red flags. Can we dodge this disaster? He also hinted at traveling souls living among us, some tied to ancient Egypt. Who's secretly guarding humanity's mysteries? They're the keepers of the pyramid's secrets, he whispered. They're waiting for the perfect time to unlock that Sphinx door, but only when humanity's ready. Where are they hiding among us right now? Is there any proof behind Bariska's tales? Is science missing something huge? Dr. John Brandenburg, an American physicist, found signs of nuclear blasts on Mars, high xenon 129 levels and strange craters, that line up with the boy's story. A civilization might have existed there, he said, and Bariska's recalling what we haven't uncovered. His chatter about soundwave tech echoes some archaeologists' guesses about how Egyptians hauled pyramid stones, a riddle still unsolved. Does this kid know something science won't admit? At 5, Bariska casually dropped, "Oxygen makes people age faster," a scientific truth about oxidation he couldn't have studied. How does a 5-year-old figure that out? But not everyone buys it. Plenty call him a kid with a big imagination, maybe coached by his parents. Nazeta fires back, "We didn't teach him a thing. He spoke on his own, and we just listened." Will you side with science or the mystery? At 22, Bariska keeps a low profile, rarely popping up in public. What's he waiting for in silence? People who've met him say his eyes still cut deep, like he's peering through time and space, maybe to ancient Egypt or far-off Mars. Some think he's done his part, sparking curiosity about Earth's cosmic connections. Others figure he's holding out, waiting to drop more about that Sphinx door. Is an even bigger secret still coming? Bariska Kiprianovich's story is a mind-blowing trip through the cosmos, history, and ancient Egypt's puzzles. Dare to face a truth beyond imagination. Is he a genius with a freakish memory? A Martian soul hauling past life baggage? Or just a kid with wild dreams? Whatever's true, he makes us wonder, are the pyramids and Sphinx leftovers from an alien civilization? Are we really alone in the universe? And if not, what warning are messengers like Bariska trying to give us? Tell us what you think. Who's Bariska? A prophet, a dreamer, or the key to cracking Egypt and Mars' biggest secrets? Will you be the one to uncover the next truth? The answer might be buried under Giza's sands, just waiting to be unearthed. Thanks for joining us on this adventure with Mystic Library X. But this is just the beginning. Countless hidden libraries and ancient secrets are still waiting for you. Will you be the next to uncover the truth? Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a mystery. Check out more videos below and drop a comment. What do you think is lurking in the shadows of history? We'll see you on the next journey.